All right, welcome to this lesson. We're going to go over some marketing basics. I'm by no means a marketing expert, so if I use any of the wrong terminology or if someone near you hears the words that I'm saying or how I'm explaining things, I'm okay to be wrong, but I got a pretty damn good idea of how it formed and how we need to advertise for our business. Am I using the right terminology? Maybe not. Is there 1,000 more layers we could dive into? Yes, but this is going to give us the basics of marketing and what we need to understand to start building out our own marketing plan. And then we can decide how we want to go from there. So without further ado, so marketing is just you're going to be advertising for your business. You're trying to get in front of customers so they can see your brand or your offer and get them to call you to get you to do business with them. So that's the whole idea of this. I said it's basic. I'm just making sure we're on the same page. But there's two primary groups of marketing. Okay, one's awareness. So awareness, brand awareness, just helps people see your name, get familiar with it, feel good about it. Some examples of awareness are like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn ads, YouTube ads, billboards, print, depending on location. If you print in, let's say, a yellow pages, if you still do that in your area and it works, then that can be for more call to action. But your print awareness, just being in a magazine, a home magazine, it's just could be something someone sees. Benches, there's a lot of benches in our area that we have wrapped up that we just pay. It's affordable. So lawn signs, that counts as brand awareness. Door hangers are brand awareness, and radio. So you might be thinking, okay, but my billboard has an offer, or my lawn sign says call and you get $50 off. That still doesn't mean that you're finding people that are ready to buy and ready to go. You're hoping somebody just stumbles across it and then it works, right? So I hear all the time, people are telling me, Steve, come on, door hangers don't work. Billboards don't work. This just doesn't work. We don't get calls for it. That's right. You're probably not going to get a direct call from this. We've had many billboards. I don't think I've ever been told, oh, we saw your billboard, that's why we called. When we're in their house, they'll say, oh, yeah, and I saw your billboard on 26th. And same with our lawn signs, the door hangers, doesn't matter how sweet of an offer you got, it's all chance. It's not 100% guaranteed that when they see this door sign, they're going to call you. Most people are going to throw it out. Some people are going to save it in case they need you for future, but it's not going to be direct and it's not going to be immediate. So keep in mind, that's one type of advertising. Doesn't give you direct results right away for the most part. You likely won't see an ROI either. It's going to be more of a long game for that. The other is in need. We're in home service, meaning when they need us, they're going to search, and then whoever's high up on Google, whoever's high up on your thumbtack providers, high ratings, things like that, they're going to get the call. They're in need. Hence why we need to answer our phones when they ring. You pay so much money to have your phone ring, and then phone calls get missed. Customers are left. If they're not being answered, they're calling the next person on the list. So make sure you answer your phone. But this is where it's a big deal. You have in-need customers. So if you're an HVAC, they're going to say no heat near me, or HVAC contractor near me, heating contractor near me. You want to be bang. You want to be up there, right? And when you're up there, they're going to call. And there's a lot of benefits to that. And it's just something that I feel a lot of people aren't capitalizing on. And if you spent a lot of money on this and you didn't get your phone to ring, there's a problem with your website, your landing page, or the advertisement itself, and it's not actually generating anything and it's costing you money. So there's ways of setting that up. I'm going to go over that in another module, kind of how to dial in a pay-per-click ad. And again, I'm not an expert, but I can at least get you started. And then once you get started, you get some calls coming in and your revenue goes through the roof. Then you can look at hiring somebody if you feel comfortable doing that. Or once you get the hang of it, you can just keep running it on your own. So that's what the in-need type of advertising is, right? So you can see it's a direct result. So which one should you do? You have two paths to go down. The real answer is both. Okay, so your awareness is going to help build your brand and build trust with the customer. And then when they go and search for you, then they're going to be recognizing your brand, whether they know it or not, right? I'm sure everyone has a jingle in their head of the most irrelevant business to you, but you know their jingle or you know their name just because they have a catchy song on the radio or their billboard was clever, or it's just they advertise everywhere, so there's no way for you to miss it. For example, we have a guy in our area. He's in real estate, and I knew his company. I'm not looking for a house. I'm not doing any of that. I was pretty young when he first started advertising. Didn't know any realtors at all, but I knew this guy, not personally, but I knew his brand. So when it comes time, it's already rammed in my head. Didn't even mean to take it in. It just happens. So passively, people are going to start seeing your lawn signs. They're going to start seeing your vans. They're going to start seeing your benches, maybe your billboards, and they see your logo on Facebook. And that's why our logos all have to be the same, because everything's going to come together. So when they see Air Source on my shirt when I'm doing my groceries, and then they see it on my truck, and then they see the lawn sign down the road, that's all just burning an image into their mind subconsciously. They have no idea it's happening, and it happens to all of us. So it is what it is. So when they start searching online now and they need heat, and then they see my logo come up on my Google My Business, they're going to trust it and they don't know why, but it's going to gravitate towards them. And they're going to want to click on that brand because it looks familiar. And it's either they did pick up on it, like, oh yeah, I've seen that around a lot. Or they're just gonna be like, I don't know why, but I choose this. I'm gonna try calling Air Source. That's the trick to it, really. So you should be using both, right? But when it comes down to breaking down the funding, we're gonna break this down into a spreadsheet, of course. Really, you want to spend more money on your in need marketing, because that's just going to get you to the top of your Google list when they are searching for what you need. And these are pay per click. So you're only going to pay if someone's clicking on it. And if they're clicking on it, that means they're calling you, right? So you're going to have a direct correlation there. And it depends how you want to do it. You can drive traffic to your website, or you can have them just click to call, and then they're going to call you. But the most important thing with this is you have to make sure that you're answering your phones. That's really important. Make sure you're answering your phones, because if you're spending money on advertising and you don't answer, you got to fix that. So with all that being said, in need is where we're going to spend a lot more of our money, because that's where we're going to get direct feedback from it. The awareness branding is all long game, which is why for us, especially when we first started, we do everything low cost in terms of awareness, right? That's why I say those door hangers, they're affordable. You can make them look really nice and get them printed really nicely. And it helps us get your name out there. Even if they throw it out, they look at it and throw it out, it's okay. They saw my logo, they start seeing the trust. Then all of a sudden they're going to see a lawn sign. Then they're going to see our beautiful vans or van rolling around. I say van for some of the people that don't have more than one. So like, that's what we got to do. So 40%, the reason why I made that so big is because when you decal a vehicle, that's a decent amount of money. Lawn signs for us in Canada, they're usually about $20 a piece. Not a huge investment considering the amount of people that see it, and you put it on a busy street. Door hangers are really affordable too. So I put it heavier on that because that's all your marketing that you're gonna be using, like your business cards, your stickers. That's all kind of brand awareness. I guess your stickers might not be as applicable here, but just anything that has your logo on it, right? Your uniforms that you wear when you go out to the grocery store, if people see that, it's starting to get burned into their head. They don't know it, but it's happening. You're building trust with that customer without even realizing it, right? Then it's sparking up good conversations, being a friendly human, make sales everywhere you go. So in need, we allocate more money. What we're going to do is on our spreadsheets, we're actually going to divide everything out and come up with an idea of how we're going to spend some money on advertising. If you need to get those phones ringing, you have to advertise. Again, guys, We're talking about raising prices. We're talking about charging a higher number without feeling guilty. You got to charge a high enough number that you can afford to advertise. How do you think these massive companies get out there with the worst service, the worst reputation, but yet people still call them and they're still growing and they're still seemingly doing well? Meanwhile, they're the worst name in the trade. We all know that company. I know a few in my area. I'm sure you guys know a few in yours. But the reason why they can do it is because they charge a lot of money and they advertise extremely well. So all we have to do is do our good job, do what you do, start getting some affordable branding, awareness, marketing out there. Again, lawn signs, door hangers, big deal. Your community service work is type of awareness advertising. Get all these things going. Your social media is a passive way of getting more people to remember your name, take it in, know who you are. The more places you can put your logo for people to see it and stumble across it, the better. There's a few sayings, everyone kind of spins it off their own way, but 3 touch points at least before someone starts to recognize your brand or company. So a touch point is either when you speak to somebody, let's say, and then they see your vehicle. That's another touch point. Then they have the lawn sign that they see, or door hangers on their door, or whatever it is. Those touch points are usually how they start to build up that reputation, and it builds trust in your business. Okay. Last thing I'm going to touch on in this is, remember, this is your life. And you're like, okay, yeah, I know it's my life. What I mean by that is, letter any vehicle that you can that is going to help build your brand awareness. Your vehicles are billboards on wheels, huge deal. I'd recommend, if you can, so in HVAC, I'm not going to take a sedan and put my branding all over it. I just feel like it doesn't represent the company properly. But my pickup, I do have a business partner. His truck is also wrapped. All of our vans are wrapped. We have an SUV wrapped. So all I'm saying here, guys, is I know you want to drive like crazy. I know a lot of people want to fight getting wraps on their vehicles, but if you can drive responsibly, which isn't a bad thing, get your vehicles wrapped. That's the best way to get engagement and the best way for people to see your vehicles everywhere. We had 3 vehicles on the road, I believe it was year 2. And people that say, oh, we see you everywhere, man, like all over. It's not that many vehicles, but when you have them all buzzing around in an area, it looks like we're everywhere because they're going for lunch or whatever. And then all of a sudden it starts building this buzz, and you will see. We just got to get your brand building, start getting everything to come together, and then you'll have this energy and momentum that starts. You're going to start off like this, and then the energy is slowly going to get bigger, and you're going to start taking in more and more customers, and it's just becoming a ball rolling down a hill. You're going to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you're on the beach on vacation. So don't worry, the leads are going to come easier. So start getting your brand together, start getting your marketing together. We already got your pricing, your overhead figured out. I'm going to end this video here, else I'll just keep talking and I'm probably boring you guys a little bit. But listen, let's do this. Okay, next lesson, I am going to have the spreadsheet ready to go. It's going to be in the same document that you're already working in. So we'll start making your marketing plan, and let's get moving.